Well, you know this is simple than big enough DJ Soulcaholic. You don't know the baddest and the maddest soca DJ from all about. Boom!
Again, I keep them later. Problem, if I get later, coming back to burn them. Watch out, we get later. Again, when it's time to burn the fire, they tell me, come on, burn the fire quick. Because they know that I'm a serious man, I doesn't mix up in no gimmick. Yes, I am rough like a lion, but to the girls, I'm very romantic. When it's time to light the fire, bet your life it is. I would have ignited, watch out, we get later. Again, I keep them later. Problem, if I get later, coming back to burn them. Watch out, we get later. Again, well, I am a talented singer with a unique style of my own. Not no one to be entertainer who posing around with phone. There's something about my music what does keep the people interest. You know what they call it, food for thought, so take it in and digest. Some people they think they cheat, they connive and yet still play, they honest. Don't have no feeling for the truth, that is why they cannot keep a promise. Whether Anglican, whether 7 days, even Methodist, all of them fall short of the glory, that is why they can't get no spiritual if I get greater. Again, I'm keeping them later. Problem, if I get greater, coming back to burn them.
DJ Soulcaholic.
Yes, I am rough like a lion, but to the girl I'm very romantic. When it's time to light the fire, bet your life it is. I would have ignited, but we get later. Again, I keep in them later. Problem, if I get later, coming back to burn them. Watch how we get later. Again, because I love popular culture.
I want to say a pleasant good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen.
Authority really acting up.
How are we doing this afternoon?
Ignorance and controlling society.
Today being Wednesday,
Go sing it
the 5th day
with me.
of March 2025.
That I have no competition. But my people, you're going to see for yourself. Who is
Good afternoon to the persons on my Facebook
beat me?
and YouTube page.
Ram. Otherwise,
God's blessings to each and every one of you guys.
if I get ready
You're tuned in
again,
to another class in session program with yours truly, Royalty James.
later, coming back to burn them.
Tag somebody right now. Let them know
When it's time to
DJ
burn the fire,
Soulcaholic.
that class
the fire.
is in session.
They know that I'm a serious man, I doesn't mix up in no gimmick. Yes, I am rough like a lion, but to the girls I'm very romantic. When it's time to light the fire, bet your life it is. I would have ignited, watch how we get later. Again, I'm giving them later. Problem, the fire get later, coming back to burn them. Watch how we get later. Again, the fire that I am burning is strictly to educate. With
So somebody would have mentioned that my volume is somewhat low.
no, my journey will have
I'm hoping that you're hearing me now,
traits.
loud and clear.
A rocky one, but to me they cannot dictate.
Yo, it's Shiny, and I'm simply saying, pick up DJ Soulcaholic, taking soca.
So if you're hearing me now, or you're hearing me better, please indicate. So good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen. Another class in session program is on. I'm hoping that you would enjoy. So let's get a little bit interactive today. So ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm somewhat hearing an echo on my end. So I'm hoping that you guys, I am ensuring that I get it balanced for you guys, that you guys are hearing me good. Somebody's now mentioning that they're hearing me loud and clear. All right, so if you guys are hearing me, right, so somebody's saying he's singing much better. So once you guys are hearing me and I'm singing much better, let me take the opportunity to say a pleasant good afternoon. So let me take the opportunity to say a pleasant good afternoon to each and every one of you guys. Welcome to another class in session program with yours truly, Royalty James, for another wonderful, wonderful evening. It is Wednesday, so it is our interactive day. Feel free today that you can call in and be a part of the conversation. Yes, so definitely we are inviting you, yes, to be a part of today's conversation. Just for information purposes, don't forget that there are a few events coming up, and so we just want to remind you of them. They are part of the process of making this program happen, so ever so often we want to ensure that we disseminate those information. All right, so Baking on Friends on the 30th of March, they're doing a day cruise aboard the Rum Runner 2. So you guys can get your tickets right now from Beacon. You can call him on 420-0637 or Devon on 417-2147 or Kendall on 417-2210. You can board at 12 and the boat sails at 1, so be a part of it. Alcohol, music, vibes, and you, so be a part of this one. This one name is called Hangover, and that's the 3rd edition. On Easter Saturday, that is April 19th, out there at Brownlee's Hideaway, you can check out the bingo and dance and raffle that will be happening. It is $6,000, all right, and the raffles would be smart TVs, all right. DJ Fishman, DJ Smiley would be there. 3 for 10 all night. Yes. 3 for 10 all night. Yes, 1 for $5. All right. So that would be starting at 6:30 in the afternoon. Steffo Promotion, Fishman Jr. Hawaiian Boat Ride will be on the 23rd of March. So you guys can go and be a part of this one. Tickets are only $75. $75 gets you on the boat ride. Boarding time would be at 1. Sailing time would be at 2. So go and be a part of that boat ride also. Barbecue luncheon and fundraiser on the 29th of March at the River Sally Hard Court. That is the new national party. So you can be a part of that one. It would be starting at 12 and ending at 10. Yes, so be a part of this one. And for those of you guys out there in the diaspora, we want to remind you guys of one of the upcoming events that you guys need to be a part of. This one right here.
21 years of greatness, and this year won't be any different as New Face Promotion presents Revo Dance 21, going down Saturday 15th March at the Caribbean Breeze, 176 Belmont Avenue. Doors open at 10 p.m. From Grenada, Selecta Beast, and Dr. Dre from Power 95. Look out for Team Greens from Montreal, Canada, Queen the Fire, Naughty Vibes, and One Drop. Advanced early bird tickets cost $45 before February 15th, $50 after. More at the door. Get your tickets now from Pierre de Barber, 1055 Rutherford Road, West Cuisine, Clarkson, 916 Clarkson Avenue, or Spice Up Market, 899 Clarkson Avenue. Tables and birthday packages are available. Zelle or Cash App accepted. For more info, call 347-304-5453. So on Saturday, March 15, get ready for an unforgettable night. It's Revo Dance 21.
Yes, so you guys are there in the diaspora. This one is happening, and you guys should really be a part of this one. Check out Revo Dance. It is happening. It is happening. So check it out. Yes. So again, we want to say a pleasant good evening. And so that was your events update segment. So if you guys are wanting to be a part of those events, feel free to head on out to all of those events that I just mentioned. If you're here in Grenada, if you guys are over there in the diaspora, go and be a part of this one. All right, I so wanted to be a part of this one, but okay, let's leave it there. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, to establish what we're doing today, I want to ensure that I start by extending. Bring up your volume on the mic. It's really not my mic. I can tell you it's not my mic. I'm hoping that you would hear better now. It is not my mic. Because if I put up the volume on the mic, I would normally get a feedback in my ear. So it is definitely not my mic. Let me just check my pitch. My pitch on the audio is okay. So somebody's stating the mic is a bit low. Or maybe sometimes how I intonate, you would hear me high, and then sometimes you would hear me low. So if I go too high, as I said to you, I get a feedback in my headphone, and I don't want to go too high. I want to ensure that you guys are hearing me. So if you're hearing me, because I'm getting a pitch on my OBS, so definitely everything in terms of that is okay. So I'm hoping that you guys are going to hear me a little bit better now. Yes? Small Fees, good afternoon to you. Don't worry, I'll WhatsApp you one in a short while. So we want to extend formal congratulations to Honorable Emlyn Pear, who has been given the instrument of the position of the opposition, not just the opposition leader, sorry, but Her Majesty opposition. Yes, it was done at the residence of the Governor General yesterday. We do still have discrepancies as it relates to the manner in which it was happened, or the manner in which it happened, for want of a better conversation. It is really one where it marvels us as NNP supporters as to the manner in which things are happening in Grenada. Yes, because Dr. Mitchell would have, given up the position. Yes, and the position that was given up, I am certain that the Governor General, because the information would have went to her, and I am certain it is one whereby she would have had all the information, and it baffles us so much as it relates to the manner in which the swaying in would have happened. Yes, it really baffles a lot of persons the manner in which it was done. But as I said, in Grenada lately, we are in amazement as it relates to what we see being accepted as a culture amongst our people. And persons are defending those actions. And I could remember just about 5 years ago or less, if it was the past administration making certain decisions and doing certain things, I am certain the volume in the room would have been a lot louder. Yes, the volumes in the room would have definitely been a lot louder. And as I said, it baffles me to the point where you have persons accepting those behaviors. But however, we want to extend the congratulations to her, and we know definitely it is another rise to the opportunity, so that, as I said yesterday in a comment on Facebook, we are actually seeing the growth and we are seeing the development of this stalwart leader. We know where she started. I could go back to her being a simple teacher and then moving into the area of a facilitator for youth debates in Grenada, a youth parliament in Grenada. She was part of that, and then she was made a senator, then a parliamentary representative and minister of government. So we are seeing, or we have seen, the growth of our political leader. This is not a fly-by-night politician whereby somebody just say, okay, I think she should be a politician. If we compare her with the present leader of any one of the political organizations in Grenada, and I say anyone because we're hearing that there might be others. So I'm saying to you, if you compare Ms. Pierre's political experience or growth into the position that she is presently in, as I said, it's no fly-by-night. It's an individual who have been tasked with the opportunities, and she have always surpassed the opportunity given. We expect at this stage that persons are going to come at her. People don't pelt stone behind unbearing fruits or trees. And we know the reason for that. But as we continue to see, we see the growth and the development of this wonderful leader, and we, with open arms, we continue to support her. If you guys get the opportunity to walk alongside Ms. Pierre, I can say to you, if you don't want to be a part of getting the job done, you will get the job done. The manner in which she motivates, the manner in which she herself gets the work done. And hence the reason why I'm employing to every single constituency at this stage, get your acts together. Because Ms. Pierre is not one that will sit back and watch Grenada's next general election slip through the fingers of the new National Party again. It is her first stint as leadership. She have lost before. And so she understands what it is to have lost and come back. For those of us who remember the 2008 general election, when she would have lost to Patrick Simmons. Somebody would have given me the story that when she lost in 2008, just about 2 days or less, Miss Pierre was already on the ground in places like Telescope, already preparing for the 2013 general election. When she lost in 2008, imagine it was her first time as a candidate, and she lost in 2008. And it is said that a few days thereafter, Miss Pierre was already hitting the ground to see where she went wrong to get ready for 2013 general election. And we can say to you that thereafter, we have seen the success in terms of her constituency. After 2008, she have never lost that constituency. So imagine after losing in 2008, the work that she started a few days thereafter, it is benefiting fruits even to date. That she is the present political leader, the present parliamentary representative, and now the leader of Her Majesty's opposition. So when I say to many of you guys that the noise many of you guys are seeing or hearing about, you guys need to be on board. The walkthroughs that are happening, go and be motivated by what she is saying. Yes? And you would understand that this is a woman of strength, a woman of fortitude, a woman that understands politics, a woman that understands how it is to lose and accept loss, but make correction for the future. And so, as I said to you, when she lost in 2008, we are in 2025. When she regained the position in 2013, we are going years thereafter, and she have not given that position up. And now what you have seen happening is that the position that she holds, she continues to excel in that said position. She continues to work. So when person said to me, you don't see a crowd on Sunday? Let me say to you, ladies and gentlemen, they are steps and miles behind. Yes, they are steps and miles behind, because the conversation that we have been having since how much years after the general election, they are just starting to do this. You know, when you have kept somebody in captivity for too long and you're given now the opportunity to spread your wings, that is what happened on Sunday. They have realized that every time they would have turned the televisions on, they saw NNP having a meeting somewhere, NNP was having convention somewhere, and something was happening within the new National Party. And as their supporters set aside, and all they could have done was go on that way live and bash and say things. So now they get the opportunity to run out, as we would say in local terminology. They run out. So leave them. Let me say to you, ladies and gentlemen, and remember this concept today. General elections are decided by voters within constituencies. Let me say that again. A general election is decided by voters within constituencies and not ministries. So all who hold the ministerial position and they're attempting to exalt them, walk within the constituencies and hear what is being said about a lot that is happening. It is a breath of fresh air when you're on the ground and you're hearing for yourself the conversations that are coming out from some of those constituencies. And with that being said, I want to say hats off to Miss Amanda Japal George. I say to you, NNP is working. Forget the noise that you're hearing. Cut your TV off and your Facebook page. Sign off. Because on Sunday, they were messaging me left, right, and center. Prince, you don't go in and see, you don't watching, you don't see. And you all were getting intimidated by what? This was not a national address. This is a political party having a convention and rally. Why must I go and hear or see? Because we need to affix ourselves with the things that are happening in our country. You must align yourself with the successes of what is happening in this country. Imagine, and let's put it as simple as that. There is a clean slate of the executive, except the position of political leader within the new national party at present, after the convention on Sunday. What does that tell you? A political organization won an election with a slate of executives, and thereafter you had to get a brand new clean slate. So what happened? What would have happened? So you won a general election with an executive team that you put together, and 2.5, close to 3 years after, neither one of them could have retained the position that they would have held. So even within the party, ladies and gentlemen, you should realize that the National Democratic Congress, even the executive members, was not doing what had to be done. And so what had to happen in the last convention? They had to get rid of some of them. Did you ever think about it in that light? Did you ever think about it in that light? Because you are in power. You form the government. The executive that you had as a political organization would have caused you to win the general election, because your executive might have been working. And so now, even during your reign, you had to get rid of every single position. Think about it in that way, ladies and gentlemen. Think about it for yourself in that way, and you would realize to yourself that what we were saying as a political organization, that's a new national party, as it relates to this political organization, not understanding governance, not ready for governance, was a joke. We weren't joking. We were not joking. We were giving you information that is relevant. Yes, and we continue to give you those information. So if you had to get a clean slate, imagine your last team would have caused you to win a championship, and you had to get rid of all the members on the team. It leaves you to question a lot of things. Simple concept. Your last audit or your last financial department would have caused you to have a profit and growth in your business. And in your new fiscal year, you had to get rid of the entire accounts department. What happened? Where did it went wrong? They just caused you to have a profit. Your last executive caused you to win a general election. Why is there a significant change now that we're getting ready for a probable next general election? Ask yourself that question. But amongst themselves, they know they're underperforming. Among themselves, they know they're not getting the job done. And it is not being said by me, it is being said by them.
I'm excited on the road ahead, because I know at the end of it, there is going to be some rejoicing. The process is painful. Being told that, healthcare has not been improved for the past 2.5 years is a fact. It has not.
Pause any day, because I'm going to play the rest of the clip. Now, this is your Minister of Health. This is your Minister of Health admitting to the general public or the nation that his government has not done absolutely nothing in healthcare after 2.5 years. So when the NNP has meetings and we mentioned those things, when we say those things, ever so often on our platform, persons bash us. Oh, NNP want to get back in power, so NNP says that. NNP want to have power, so NNP castigates everything. But the health minister is making it public that the health system in Grenada in the last 2.5 years have not improved. And as he says, it is a fact. You hear what he said? It is a fact. Mind you, this is a ministerial position within the past 2.5 years that have seen 2 ministers of government. Well, we have to say 3, because in the circumstances thereof, there is the Minister of Health, and then we have a mental health minister. So if we have 3 persons, somebody's saying that I'm echoing, and I'm actually hearing it in the headphone, you know that? I'm actually hearing it in the headphone. If you guys are hearing me a little bit better now, well, I'm not hearing it in the headphone anymore, so I'm guessing it might be better now. I was actually hearing it in the headphone. Yes, so I'm hoping that you guys would be hearing me a little bit better now. So you have a health minister who admits that, hey, we have not done anything in health. So how could you say to me, as an electorate, that who's on the other side, and I'm looking to cast my ballot for the next general election, and you have persons within the realm of the government mentioning openly that it's a fact, 2.5 years, this administration has done nothing in terms of health. How can I be an electorate that sits back, even if I support or not? This is not something to condemn. This is not something to call out a government on. 2.5 years. But yet, we have seen so many expenditures going in other areas. We have seen expenditures in travels. We have seen expenditures in areas where you have to ask yourself what is going on. Projects are incomplete after giving particular time and space to complete. And you're saying to me as an electorate, I am on the other side listening, and I should not speak on, or I should not condemn, I should not address. You see, when you look at things through the microscope on the other side, it is easier to tell the fault of others. So when NNP was in power, it was easy for them, ever so often, to castigate or run down NNP. It was easy for them, because to them, they believed that they had all the ideas. To them, they believed once elected, the work would be, it would be a walk in the park, man. It would be much easier for them. But now, what we are hearing from the other side, what we are hearing, ladies and gentlemen, from the other side is that they're trying to now echo, and mind you, one person said to me, you don't hear the plans of the Prime Minister? Imagine an almost 3-year-old government, and the Prime Minister still has plans with? Having not executed the things that he mentioned during his campaign, things that he have not yet executed during his campaign, he is still coming to the Grenadian people about things that he have planned and he have not yet executed. not even half of the things that he said. Now, when you have persons listen to things like this and accept it, what else do we expect from a man who believes that he has exalting powers? Because the Prime Minister is starting to speak as if, and he used to say, Kit Mitchell used to believe Grenada belongs to him. Now, if you listen the manner in which our present Prime Minister speaks on issues, it leaves you to wonder. And I'm going to this one here, because I'm going to spend a little time on that one,
So since our goal is to make the National Democratic Congress the only choice, it means it has to be the choice for all Grenadians in Grenada, Caribou, Petit Martinique, and in the diaspora. So we can't just argue and fight for what I will get, when you don't know your people. So sometimes the reason the other side getting is because we're not saying who are the real NDC people who need to get it. So sometimes the reason the other side getting is because we're not saying who are the real NDC people who need to get it.
Now, let me address this a little bit. Let me tell you why this is a conversation to me that hit home. I remember, as a very young man, ever so often, my deceased mother had one of the most major issues with the new National Party. And guess what that problem used to be when it comes to her speaking? Ever so often you would hear my mom say, I'm not voting NNP again. And when you hear the reason why, it was always because mommy is saying, whenever NNP wins election, it's NDC people let us get work. Ever so often. And if you go to many constituencies and many areas, you would often hear that terminology being used. And in St. Mark's at one time, even our very own supporters believed to ourselves as, well, we elected or voted for Dr. Modest, but it's like she don't study she people. Because when Dr. Modest, and I'm speaking firsthand here, ever wanted to distribute or give or have anything when it comes to persons within a constituency, she set aside the persons who just voted for her. She saw St. Mark's holistically. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when you have a political leader and Prime Minister speaking that level of diversiveness, it is a call for concern. So it means that if it comes down to the point where they are going to look for their very own, when we send our kids to school and the teacher at the school who supports the NDC realizes that this is Prince's daughter or son and they support the other side, she too may suffer. She too, ladies and gentlemen, or he too may suffer on that basis. The statement made by our Prime Minister, and I'm saying our Prime Minister, because that's the respect level that I go to. I don't go any more unless they go any more, you know me. Because when they go any more, I'm going down there with them. Our Prime Minister, who took the oath to ensure that every Grenadian, ladies and gentlemen, is seen in an equivalent light, is making that erroneous statement that because the other side might be getting is because they don't know. So the minute time that the knowledge is given that it is not from their side, you may forfeit. Ladies and gentlemen, every political organization, once taken office, may seek to treat their very own in a particular manner. And it happens. It happens. It takes a very extraordinary human being to be distributing something. If you're given the opportunity to distribute something or the power to do something, and you see your children, your family, so on and so forth, you would want to ensure that they get. You would want to ensure that they're a part of. And there is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not me sitting here and say, I have no problem with an NDC supporter being given the opportunity. Because it's the party in power. Come on, let's be realistic. This is the Caribbean politics that we have inculcated. But when you want to create that level of divisiveness, that the only how the other side is getting, it is because of ignorance or not being or not knowing that they are the other side. That is what makes it erroneous. I am not expecting the campaign manager for a particular NDC candidate, if they win the general election, not to be treated in a particular way. But within his village and constituency, I expect the NNP within the constituency, once the opportunity can be given, should be given. That is my policy. I am not here sitting and say, oh, they should not give their supporters. Fact is, and what we have inculcated through the time, is that when they win, we supporters would benefit. Ladies and gentlemen, even being part of the police force and having one-on-one conversation with individuals, knowing individuals, having had conversations, knowing that they supported the National Democratic Congress at the time. Those are persons that I've seen elevated within the ranks and file of the administration, not on the merit of who they supported, but because of the work that was being done. So the past administration have a track record that despite who you would have supported, your work is what spoke for you. So when we go back, and I'm speaking about the Royal Grenada Police Force because I was part and parcel, and I knew of members, even positions that they sit in today. Ladies and gentlemen, let me give you a typical example. Before joining the Royal Grenada Police Force, the today Commissioner of Police worked at the Victoria Police Station. He was a sergeant of police. He was a sergeant of police. His ranks from corporal to sergeant was earned under the New National Party. 20 years thereafter, because I would have been enlisted in 2006, and I'm talking 2005 thereabout, he was in Victoria. 20 years after, and if you look at that 20-year span from 2005 to 2025, this gentleman, majority of his rank, 80% of his rank to date was earned under the New National Party. The past Commissioner of Police, I can echo the same sentiment. So we can go on and on, ladies and gentlemen, where we can see that person's work is what caused them to would have gotten rank in the Royal Grenada Police Force, not who they support. The present Minister of Police, and I call him the Minister of Police because he was talking about transformation and so on and so forth when he was giving the tour of the police headquarters. If we go through the files of this individual under the leadership of the Right Honorable Dr. Kid Mitchell, we can speak of many infringements of alleged incidents. he never at no time hid the fact that he supported the National Democratic Congress. But at every juncture, when the opportunity was given or arised for him to obtain his rank, it was given to him on the merit of the work being done, not the political organization in which he supported. Our 10-time Calypso monarch, who stood on every stage in Grenada and castigated the Prime Minister, then Prime Minister Dr. Mitchell, was given the position of permanent secretary under the new National Party. Raymond Matthew, I ain't afraid to call name right now because it is the facts that I'm giving you. Under the stewardship and leadership of the new National Party, him being a police officer, him taking the stage and sing on issues against the then government, was given every rank under the new National Party. And if he would have gotten one included there was in 2008. But every rank that he obtained in charge of RRU, Drum Sergeant Major, all under the new National Party. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm drawing those references to show you that with the leader of the National Democratic Congress making this statement, no, we can go back and look at the many persons that today, ladies and gentlemen, the position that they hold, the majority of their rank and file ladies and gentlemen, was given or obtained under the new National Party. At no point in time, even it was in the mind of Dr. Mitchell and the other members of the National Party, it was never executed. No, I don't miss Scholar. That is the one I'm talking about. Or 10-time Calypso monarch. He was made a PS. So when you have a prime minister making a statement like this, and you have an audience of people clapping, it means that merit has gone out the drain, or gone down the drain. Hard work would go down the drain. It is all because of the position you hold or who you support, and that is bad. I can give you names and names and names, yet you too, Che. The past political organization did not see your political support. They saw the work being done. And I can give you many of them. Some of them would have left the job. And when you see them with the NDC jersey, I was baffled. Baffled. And I can tell you, I could call names, police officers. And I'm talking about persons who held ranks within the organization. With all that was being said about Mr. Willan Thompson and his contract and all this thing, when the NNP got in office, they didn't take him and send him home. They didn't take a bread out of his mouth. They did not take a bread out of his mouth. Instead of Dr. Mitchell still trying to put him somewhere so that he can still feed his family and earn a salary. He didn't disrespect him and say, go home. He didn't demote him. Instead, he kept them at equal levels. I remember in the police force at one time, a rank came about, the adjutant or something of that nature. And it was all because the then or the past commissioner of police had to be given a position in which you had to keep his salary at a level. The NNP didn't send him home. The NMP didn't send him home. Instead, they make a run for him. Look, Chair Live, ask him about that. They make a run for him. So it was the Commissioner of Police, the Adjutant, the Assistant Commissioner of Police, and the ranks and file go down. So when the Prime Minister make a statement like that, and I am listening with the knowledge that I have, I wouldn't stay quiet. Because this is a loose and erroneous statement. Prince was being all talk show talking about NNP. So when an NDC has the opportunity to benefit or to have my kids benefit, they may not get. So my children may not get treated for independence because they go look for the children's supporters force. That is how I see it. And I'm going that small because that's the level the Prime Minister went. I am going that small. And then the Prime Minister make a further statement to indoctrinate himself about he don't afraid no man. And they don't see him, all who making statement on Facebook don't see him and they can't say nothing, tell him nothing. Mr. Mitchell, you think we're stupid? Ain't no dotish people around here. We understand the position that you hold. And so even if I'm a vlogger for the New National Party, if I see you in any forum, am I supposed to approach you and be in any way hostile, insulting, threatening, or obscene? I understand the position of the Prime Minister. And so because of my political opinion option, I am in no position to in no way disrespect the Prime Minister. So if it's that what you think that is going to happen, then take out your mind from on the block and understand the position that you hold. You hold the position of Prime Minister. And no little person is supposed to walk to you who does make a Facebook post and come to you and say, oh, you're doing this or you're doing that. I'm going to make me Facebook post. I'm going to make me Facebook post. I wouldn't meet you in the general public or anywhere thereafter and disrespect your position. I would be in any forum. I normally host events or announce in any event. And if the Commissioner of the Police comes there, the Prime Minister comes there, it is the expectation as me as the announcer to respect the office of the individual. Am I supposed to put on the mic and come to you and point me hand in your face? Stop thinking that a little. Stay calm. Because you see, when things like that happen in the state, it means that, ladies and gentlemen, there are individuals out there in position that have the concept that the position they hold, they don't even understand it. So even on my program, and I made a statement yesterday, you see anytime they go in the mud, ladies and gentlemen, nowadays, are going in the mud with them. Because the thing about it, I understand the elevation of education. I am up there. I understand it. Maybe they don't. So when they go down, I go down with them. Because I know they ain't coming up there and meet me. So I could come to your level, you can't come to mine. I can come down to your level, you cannot come up to mine. Because there is a lot of political dons among us that believe that personal assassination is going to get a conversation going. They believe that when they tell you about who you deal with or who you take or what you do, it brings light to an electorate when they go to vote. But as I said, if you go back to as far as Eric Matthew Gary, and even at the age that I am at, when you hear others speak of Mr. Gary, you say Gary like a lot of women. Gary like a lot of women. But they were Garyites. You hear a person speak about Morris Bishop. Oh, Morris, this and Morris did that. But he successfully went through a coup within the state and was supported by the state. You hear about Dr. Mitchell and how he thief briefcase and what he thief from what he don't thief. And he's still today our longest served Prime Minister. The last election, persons beat on the fact that Minister Andy Williams thief money here, he thief money there. he holds the position as a minister of government today. I am saying that to say, when you go to somebody's personal assassination, it does not change an electorate decision on election day. So you ain't finding me here talking nothing about, oh, somebody's sexual preference or what they do. It is not my business. I am bringing to light the things that persons are not doing to ensure that our people are benefiting from it. Who the prime minister take from who he do take, who the minister take from who they do take, that is not my business. My job here is to ensure that I disseminate the information out there to persons. So when you go and you put 2 and 2 together and you weigh and balance, well, NNP was there, NDC was there as an electorate. How do I make the decision? What do I look for? If I decide to weigh governance or leadership, I put Emlyn Pay here, I put Dickon Mitchell here. Let's see their growth and development as politicians. What have they done? Yes? And I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, if you look at the Prime Minister's accomplishment as Prime Minister, and you go back to when Miss Pay was Minister of Youth, I don't even go into other positions that she held. Minister of Youth and the Prime Minister's position, compare that two. Take any 2 years of our stint as Minister of Youth and take his 2.5 years as Prime Minister and seek the accomplishments of the position that she held as a Minister of Government, not Prime Minister, a Minister of Government, and watch his role and function as the Minister, as the Prime Minister of the country. Ladies and gentlemen, when you look at it, they are talking. They are talking. They're coming out, even among themselves, and they're saying the things that they have not done. So when you hear the minister, the Minister of Health saying that nothing has done within the last 2.5 years, if I meet a NDC supporter and I say to you, nothing has been done in the last 2.5 years, how are you defending that? How, on what merit are you defending it? Because you support the party? You're only defending it because you support the party? I go on to another one. Because as I said to you, the confession is there. They are making the confessions.
So on my end, I'm not sure if I should go about, grading the road infrastructure, because that is a bit of an admission of guilt, so to speak, right?
An admission of guilt. An admission of guilt. Play more.
But in a sense, the road infrastructure in Grenada is, there are different elements to it that we can consider. In your opening statement, you spoke to the interconnectivity, which is something that I think we we can boast about as compared to other Caribbean islands. But the
interconnectivity, for those of you guys who might be wondering, is simply speaking about the chain of the roads. Yes, the manner in which the new national party would have innovatively created roads where we believe those can even go. We were tracks where persons could have only walked and not drive. And so here we see admitting that within the Caribbean, Grenada can boast of that level of interconnectivity. Yes?
elephant in the room in terms of the condition of the roadway does leave a lot to be desired. Even myself as a driver, can admit that, over the years, the condition of our roads has deteriorated and is continuing to deteriorate. So on my end, I'm not sure if...
So ladies and gentlemen, with what was said there, yes, with what was said there by the gentleman, and that is the CTO, yes, he might have chuckled about the conversation. But let us be honest. This is a political organization and a government that would have last year included $50 extra as it relates to the registration of motor vehicles. And they mentioned that it was for the development of the road condition. So as he admitted, and anyone can admit that, after the levels of climate change that we are now experiencing, yes, we know rain season, dry season is not a place on the finger conversation again that we can say, okay, it is dry season, it is the rain season. So between the years, yes, we have seen a deterioration of the road condition. But ladies and gentlemen, it is worsening. And it is worsening in a time when the political administration in office is now taking monies from persons to ensure that the road condition is up to par. So take it to mean before government took it on their own to ensure that the road condition was kept. And let's be honest, it was there at a point where they were trying. There were things happening. Now you have an administration literally taking monies. So before, something was being financed on zero. Now, there is monies being collected to keep the condition of the road. And we are still seeing a deterioration of same. Not with that included, we have seen an increase in motor vehicles importation within the state. So it means that there is more motor vehicles now. There is more motor vehicles. So it means that government is now collecting enough monies to keep the road condition up to par. But instead, what you hear me say? It is deteriorating. So they spoke about contract, and let's go through them. And regularization. And when they hit the actual capit, on realizing what was really in front of them, they started to speak pension reform. Yes? So you campaign on a particular thing, and then on realizing that you cannot fulfill such, you jump to something else. The same conversation that the new National Party was echoing in the air of each and every individual. When Dr. Mitchell went down to the Trade Center and he gave that address, instead of listening, persons were simply condemning. So when he spoke pension reform and he let the Grenadian people know it is a task that is one that we need to approach step by step, hour by hour. Yes, and instead that we listen, we run and we try to condemn. But I take this excerpt here from Sister Jenny, just to bring light to what I'm saying.
Contract work and pension reform must go together.
Contract work and pension reform must go together. So why didn't you tell the workers that during the campaign? But in an effort to deceive the nation, you say you're going to regularize everybody, one public service. There's no need to have parallel public service. It's all kind of fancy things that can be changed by the stroke of a pen. I mean, you name it, it was said. Sounding good to the workers. Yay. They didn't know the boogeyman was waiting down the road for them.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is information. This is information, first-hand information. And you hear how nice, Sister Jenny would have put it? Ladies and gentlemen, these are the things that they did not say during the campaign. Those are things that they make Grenadians believe, Dr. Mitchell don't like all you. That is the reason why he's doing what he's doing. that is what they made the Grenadian people believe. And so all you're hearing is a different sentiment being echoed now that they realize that the shit have hit the fan. Because the conversation was that, don't worry man, one public service. And let me go to another piece.
But let's look at the pension a bit. The government paid the pension. They realized that it was a mistake to do everything to pay out the lump sum. So they went into parliament now. And they're saying the exact thing that the former government said, pension reform. And that is what the then Prime Minister Kit Mitchell was telling the nation. He didn't say we didn't have to pay, but he said we must have pension reform, because if we continue on the present system that we have, it will bankrupt the country. And just how did we get there? The government paid the pension. They realized that.
So let me just address something. Persons are stating that they're not hearing me clearly on the YouTube page. I don't know. I really think that something here would have changed in terms of my volume and so on. However, I'll ensure that is fixed. Yeah. Oh, so you're hearing the clips loud, but you're hearing me low. So maybe it is something to do with my mic. Yeah. I'm hoping that you're hearing better now. But ever so often when I put the mic up, I'm hearing an echo. Yes. But however, I'm hearing that echo again. I'm definitely getting that echo again. Yeah. So maybe after today's program, I would definitely need to check on on my mixer here, because it could be an issue with the mixer. So ever so often I would have to check on it. Yes. But ladies and gentlemen, the conversation is that these persons during the election campaign, where they thought was a bell of roses, when Dr. Mitchell and others say a pie in the sky. Yes? Ever so often, we thought to ourselves that Dr. Mitchell just wanted power. Dr. Mitchell just wanted power. Ladies and gentlemen, weigh and balance. The health system that they stated that it was going to be fixed. The health system that they're stating that was going to be fixed 2.5 years after, the Minister of Health is saying nothing has been done. The road conditions, I remember when the minister from Jamaica came and she spoke as it relates to the road and the road condition, they laughed. We're hearing the CTO of the state mentioning the road conditions. The corruptions that they stated that they would have gotten rid of. Now we're hearing it from all ends. From all ends, ladies and gentlemen, we are hearing the conversation as it relates to the road condition. Ask yourself, ladies and gentlemen, what has been the significant improvement? What has been the accomplishment? Things that they would have campaigned on. Put it down. Write them down. Write them down. That is all I ask of supporters of the NDC, supporters of the NNP, and be honest. Write down the things that this present government mentioned that they were going to do. Marketing board. Marketing board. In September of 2022, when the Prime Minister mandated that July of the next year, we would have seen marketing board up and running by a private entity. What has happened? What has happened? and you see, this is not hatred. This is putting into perspective things that was mandated by government. So when we talk about crowd and crowd day and this one day, we as electorates need to put into perspective and keep government to par as to things that they would have stated that they would have done. They stated it. We didn't. We didn't ask them to speak on those issues. They sat and they see those things as problems, and they decided that they were going to address it. So when our Prime Minister mandates that within 12 months, by a stroke of the pen, this is what he was going to do, and come back to the people and say, I didn't say that. This is not what I said. When he said that together with the government and private entities and other entities, that by every Grenadian should have 500 houses each year. Persons speak on minimum wage. Ask the statistics of what have happened since minimum wage. Ask the statistics as it relates to employment in private entities with the inclusion of minimum wage. Yes, it is being addressed. Yes, it was addressed. Kudos on addressing the issues of minimum wage. But ask yourself the question, how many private entities have kept workers or employed workers or released workers since that has been done? Let's get the statistics on that. So let us not just beat our chest that the minimum wage have been addressed. So we fix a road down the road, but how many persons did it benefit? And I'm just referencing, I'm not saying actually. And this is how we have to put things in perspective. Yes, we build a road down the road, we build a house down the road. How is beneficial? Who has it benefited? Has the community benefited? So minimum wage addressed, yes. So minimum wage addressed, yes. How has it benefited our state? Is the question to be answered. Pensions paid. Going to financial institutions and ask persons who have received pension what have happened in terms of their spendings. Get the honest opinion from financial persons within our community as it relates to what pension payment has done in terms of the government and the fiscal spending and so on and so forth. That just about a year and a half after they had a natural disaster. And how much he placed them on their back foot. Hence the reason why, up to this date, we are talking budget on March 7th to be read. Those are the things that would have placed government on the back foot. That you come and you meet a lump sum of money and you pay it out. But I say to people, if it wasn't for this natural disaster, ladies and gentlemen, and that pension was paid, as old people say, crapo would have smoked with pipe. Because the benefits, the financial assistance given during the hurricane is what really kept a lot of the things that are happening today afloat. So, when you put those things into perspective, and about the plans of the Prime Minister, and the plans and the plans and the plans, this is time for execution. If you go into any business, they say to you there is a probationary period of what? 6 months to 2 years. If I ought to determine whether or not I keep you on my job, I must observe you between 6 months to 2 years. Some ends at 6 months, some end at 2 years. So you do your own assessment, electorates. Write them down. Accomplishments. From the tongue of St. George, the tongue of St. George, to St. Mark's, ask yourself, and I'm not giving you the whole of Grenada, I'm not giving you the whole of Grenada. I'm giving you just a few constituencies there. I'm giving you the tongue of St. George, I'm giving you St. George's Northwest, I'm giving you St. John's, and I'm giving you St. Mark's. 4. Look through that area and say to me what you have seen within those constituencies by a government's initiative that have benefited the people of those areas. The tongue of St. George's Northwest, St. John's, and St. Mark's. And come back and let's have a conversation. Come back and let's have a conversation, a logical conversation, not wanting to bash, because that's what all you like. Or you like bash and old talk, oh, you're shopping and you're dance and you're this and you're that. Let's have a logical conversation. Go into the different constituencies. Listen. Projects ended. Project discontinuation. Project commencement. Length of project. So we're estimating 17 million here to end at June. And then we have to extend it to November, which calls for another 7 million. Come on. Projects that are of importance, that are lasting 6 and 7 months. And every time you hear any project, is an extended expenditure. What has been the initiative of this present administration? What is the capital project they have injected? Yeah? Although they like HD and they like to put up things. Have you ever seen any model of the new hospital or nursing center? We need to be critical thinkers, ladies and gentlemen. We need to be critical thinkers. And I'm saying to you, to the persons that support the NDC, be honest in deciding that they have been lackadaisical on a lot of things. To the persons on the NNP, understand that where you stand now, you can boast of the things that have been accomplished by your political organization that you support. And the reason why when they come to me, I'm giving them pictures, and I'm giving them documents, and I'm giving them information, and I just tuck in. I had to deal with some in St. Mark's, and I am focused now on St. Mark's because they want to bring across that narrative. Oh, Dr. Modest in Victoria did nothing. Some of them who support the NDC, their children was benefits of programs that was initiated by Dr. Modest. But don't worry, we don't want to just talk it, we want to show it. Last week alone, I sat on my Facebook page and I could have called out 20 projects done by Dr. Modest in St. Mark's. 20. Not just projects, but initiatives and programs. And when they attempted to come, but I started to give, imagine one of the persons would have asked me, I mentioned the library and daycare center. And they asked me, where the library is? And I had to take a photo and send it to them. And if we don't get on that chat, ladies and gentlemen, if we don't charge that way, our new electorates, our young people now are going to sway with that conversation about NNP never do nothing. So nowadays, when they jump on something and they say, we saying we that did that we initiative, we're doing it because they want to go with the conversation that NNP did nothing. So nowadays, when we're being boastful, they say ungratefulness that has caused reproach. It's because they're so ungrateful to recognize that it's the NNP's initiative. We are going to ensure that we're going to reproach them by saying what we say to show people that we got the work done. Ungratefulness that has caused reproach. If all you let the people know the truth, then we wouldn't have to do what we're doing now. Can play mass and freight powder. Yes? So ladies and gentlemen, again, honestly, it was a pleasure again to be here with you guys. Always a pleasure, as I always say. When I am here, it is always a situation where I don't want to leave. Yeah? Our encouragement, and from the entire team of the new National Party at this stage, is to encourage persons to go out there and get persons to register. There's a conversation, that we're hearing in the grapevine. We don't know if they will take the risk, but we hope they take the risk. So we're asking persons to please get registered. I would like to play this last clip for you guys, and this one is coming from Sister Jenny's program. That final clip I would like to play for you guys.
Now I have a question. Since January 2025, monies were deducted from the workers' salary. The question is, where are these monies? Where is the money going? Is the Board of Trustees formed? Who are the members of the Board of Trustees? Is there a fund set up for the monies? The workers' monies are being deducted. As I say, and I'm saying it again, workers, this new SUSU pension saving plan is pay as you go. When you use it up, it done.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is your homework. I'm giving homework today. This is your homework. And in the next few days, we want to hear that question being asked on everybody's profile page. Because we need to know. We need to know. We can't be functioning as a state and persons' monies are being deducted and only God knows who is in charge of it and where it is going. We need to be real about this. We definitely need to make this conversation one that is echoed and one that must be heard. They stated that there must be a plan for where the money is going. They said they have what and what plan and way plan. We want to know more about it. So in the next few days, this is the question that will be asked. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for being a part of another class in session program here this evening. God's blessings to each and every one of you guys. Catch you back here again on Monday as we continue another class in session program.
Watch out, we get ready again.
Well, you know this is simple than bigging up DJ Soulaholic, you don't know the baddest and the maddest soca DJ from all about.
Again, I keep them radar. Problem, if I get radar, coming back to gun them. Watch out, we get radar. Again, when it's time to burn the fire, they tell me, come on, burn the fire quick. Because they know that I'm a serious man, I doesn't mix up in no gimmick. Yes, I am rough like a lion, but to the girls, I'm very romantic. When it's time to light the fire, bet your life it is. I would have ignited, watch out, we get radar. Again, I keep them radar. Problem, if I get radar, coming back to burn them. Watch out, we get radar. Again, well, I am a talented singer with a unique style of my own. Not no one to be entertainer who posing around with phone. There's something about my music what does keep the people interest. You know what they call it, food for thought, so take it in and digest. Some people they think they cheat, they connive and yet still playing they honest. Don't have no feeling for the truth, that is why they cannot keep a promise. Whether Anglican, whether 7 days, even Methodist, all of them fall short of the glory. That is why they can't get no spiritual disease. Why they get radar again, I keep in them radar. Problem, if I get radar, coming back to burn them.
DJ Soulaholic.
Yes, I am rough like a lion, but to the girl I'm very romantic. When it's time to light the fire, bet you light it is. I would have ignited, watch out, we get radar. Again, I keep in them radar. Problem, if I get radar, coming back to burn them. Watch out, we get radar. Again, because I love popular culture, I put in my best foot forward. But I find the people in authority really acting absurd. For me, it's too much of ignorance and controlling society. And if I know that I don't sing it, and you're going to vex with me. Well, I don't think it's fair to say that I have no competition. But my people, you're going to see for yourself who is the number one. The only way they could beat me, they think have to be programmed. Otherwise, there is just no way to stop a revolution. If I get radar again, I'm giving them radar. Problem, what do we get radar? Coming back to burn them. If I get radar again, when it's time to
DJ Soulaholic.
come on, burn the fire quick. Because they know that I'm a serious man, I doesn't mix up in no gimmick. Yes, I am rough like a lion, but to the girls I'm very romantic. When it's time to light the fire, bet you life it is. I would have ignited, what do we get radar again? I'm giving them radar. Problem, if I get radar, coming back to burn them. What do we get radar again? The fire that I am burning is strictly to educate. With nasty thing I don't play at all, that I illiquidate. I know my journey will hard, so I have to concentrate. Although my road is a rocky one, but to me they cannot dictate.
Yo, Shiny, and I'm simply saying, pick up DJ Sokaholic, taking focus to the top.
Tell them sing and tell them funny, they must get their mind in shape. Because the kind of lyrics I use, they cannot facilitate, that's why they get